Hello everyone and welcome to this particular video. In this particular video, we are going to learn about one of the most important security domain, which is social engineering and phishing attacks. Why these are important, if you may ask, is the reason is each and every day attacks have been increasing drastically as we are increasing at a supersonic speed towards digitalization. We cannot deny the fact that at some particular point of time we are susceptible to some kind of attack or hacks, where we have conducted a census in which we saw into that particular report more than 70% of attacks were done into any organization or to a personal extent due to phishing only. So the most important attack vector, which is phishing, should be discussed among each one of us. This particular video will discuss and showcase the different types of attacks that have happened, the attack methodologies, and the most important, what are the countermeasures that you can take against these types of attacks, so that you do not fall prey for this attack and you also tell the people around you to avoid, analyze, and alert about these types of attack if they come across. Alright, so this is my introduction. We have already discussed about it, so I will just skip this. So the first question, which is, what is actually social engineering? This sounds like an engineering field into your college, like mechanical, electrical, civil, and computer. But actually, in fact, it is not like that. Social engineering is considered as a type of domain in cybersecurity wherein psychological manipulation of people have been done to make them perform some particular actions which may give out some confidential information to the attackers. So this image demonstrates correctly that how any innocent looking person can also be an attacker who may make you fall into his trap by asking you some confidential information while talking to you, and you may end up giving up, which can later be used into an attack phase and can later be used to conduct a massive attack. So what is the root cause? As you can see, imposter phone calls is one of the root cause that happens. We call it phishing, which is voice over phishing. Unsafe browsing is again one of the most important factor. Oversharing on social networks. We love to post our selfies, our videos. We need to pin our locations if you are eating at, let's say, a particular restaurant. All the time we perform all the activities onto the social media, we overshare our details through which any attacker can compile all those details and formulate an cyber attack on us. So the root cause is social media, in which if you overshare your details, that can lead to an attack. So roughly 156 million phishing emails are sent globally every day. And you may never know that one of the email is coming to your inbox. That's why you should always stay alert and aware. We are going to discuss the techniques at the end, that how you can safeguard yourselves. So in social engineering, there is a particular type of technique which is known as shoulder surfing. This picture depicts an accurate representation wherein you can see this particular guy, who is termed as a hacker, is trying to read the password of this girl over her shoulder, as you can see over here. So whatever she is typing can directly be seen by this attacker or this attack vector. So you should always remember, whenever you are typing your confidential information into any website or you are doing some sensitive work onto your computer, make sure no one is standing behind you. We should also follow this particular practice when you are at particular ATMs. Whenever you are trying to enter your PIN, make sure no one is standing around you, or the best practice would be keeping your hand onto the particular number pad when you are entering the pin. The next one is dumpster diving. So what does this mean? The picture depicts wherein we can see there is a dustbin and there is a lot of waste into it. But unknowingly or knowingly, if you try to put some sensitive information into that particular dustbin, which can later be used by the attacker. This has happened many times wherein organizations, they put sensitive information or they throw out sensitive information into the garbage, where later they found out that this information was actually confidential and should had not been thrown out that way. So even attackers, they go online onto the particular websites where they see that the people or the developers from the organization sometimes put sensitive data onto the internet, onto their websites, which can be easily available for anyone to use, which contains sometimes usernames, passwords, which can later be used to formulate an cyber attack. So the lesson learned from this is never ever throw out a sensitive information. It can either be a postcard, your tickets, or anything which can later be used to identify information about you. Impersonation. So pretending to be someone who you are not is what we refer as impersonation. Any attacker may dress as a pizza delivery guy, bank manager, or an employee. This can also be done virtually. You do not need a physical access. Can also be done over phone, which I call as phishing, which is a voice over phishing, and email as well. So there have been news from social media, from news channels. We have heard about it, that how people call you and keep on asking about your OTPs that you have received onto your phone, or they try to trick you into some kind of lotteries by saying that you have won X amount. So to claim that particular amount, you need to send Y money to them. This is impersonation and you should totally avoid that. So what is actually phishing? Phishing is a fraud which is made out of deception. So what is the principle of phishing? In this, the attacker induces an action by masquerading as a legitimate source. The attacker may trick you in thinking that the particular data that you are getting, it can be in any form, either it is on email or SMS or voice call. He will pretend that this is from an original source, but actually it is not from a legitimate source. It is from a false source, which is the attacker. So this is the principle which is always used in phishing. So why phishing is important? Because it's human tendency to get lured. We fall for everything that we see around us. That's why we should be aware about phishing, and we should know how to safeguard ourselves from these types of techniques. So what are the different types of phishing techniques? First is phishing, which is a voice over phishing, wherein you get calls from people when they try to trick you in doing some malicious actions. The next one is smishing, which is phishing over SMS, when you get some messages that you have won a lottery of 5 crore, let's say, and if you want to claim that, you need to send 5,000 rupees to this particular address. So this is phishing over SMS. Whaling. Whaling means to attract the people of any organization who are considered as key men. So basically, the key man of an organization would be, let's say, the CEO, the CTO, or the CFO. So attackers induce these types of emails wherein they just attack the key person, because those key person will have a higher privilege or higher level of access in terms of the organization. So attacking one person could lead to a lot of information about that particular target or that particular organization. Next is spear phishing. So spear phishing is dedicated type of phishing in which I only attack a specific group of people or a community of people. So let's say I want to attack a specific group of people who uses PayPal. So I'm going to send people an email masquerading as the original PayPal, and I will say that I am from the customer support. We have been facing some issues. Every one of you need to change your email address or update your password. And I will send those emails to the PayPal users of, let's say, my particular society or my particular area where I live. So this is the way which I can attack a dedicated group of people, which is known as spear phishing. So one may ask, okay, then how hard is it to fish? It is not at all hard. You need a very small bait to make anyone fall into your trap easily. So let us quickly discuss about IDN homograph attack. So what is this attack? So fake URL addresses from different alphabets is the actual principle of this attack. So there are many different languages in which our URL addresses or alphabets can be written, namely ASCII, Cyrillic, Greek, or Latin American. So how do the attackers actually use IDN homograph attack? As you can see over here, you may spot the difference between Microsoft.com and this particular Microsoft.com spelling. What is the difference? If you look closely over here, this looks like M, but actually it is R and N which are being placed over there. So some of you may identify that this was quite easy to find out, and it was not M, it was R N into the spelling. But when attackers used IDN homograph attack, it becomes next to impossible to identify it. For example, I have taken this particular screenshot from a website where we can buy domains. As you can see, when I searched for paypal.com, I wanted to buy this particular domain for hosting a fake website onto that particular domain. You can see the message that I got was taken, which means I cannot purchase this particular domain. Obviously, I cannot do that because it is already purchased by the organization, which is PayPal. But after a few minutes, I again tried it, and you can see paypal.com is available with the birthday promo, which the website was offering at that particular time. And you can see over here, in $8.28 per year, I can use this particular domain, host a fake website onto that particular domain, and earn millions of dollars by tricking people, by phishing people and scamming people. So how this is done? How this actually happened when first I was not able to take it and then later I was able to take it. So let's see a demonstration and understand this better. So let me just go to a new tab. Over here, what I'm going to do is, let me just open Cyrillic characters. As you can see, I'm opening the Cyrillic alphabet. Over here, let me just scroll down to the alphabets, as you can see over here. Now, here you can see these are the different types of characters which are written in this particular language. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this particular letter which says it is Palochka into this particular language in Cyrillic script. So I'm just going to copy this. I have copied this. Let me go to a website where I can purchase domains. You can go to any domain hosting provider like GoDaddy or Wix or anything like that. I like using Namecheap, so I'll just come here and let's say we are going to buy this particular domain, which is paypal.com, and I will hit enter. So it is loading and it will show you that you cannot purchase this particular domain because it is registered in 1999 by PayPal. Yes, we know this. We cannot register this because it is already been purchased. All right, so let me just duplicate this tab. So you can see the tab has been again open over here. Now again, let me show you. So we cannot purchase this. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to try to purchase this particular domain. Okay, so let me just search for PayPal again. So this time PAYPA, instead of the correct L, I will use the Palochka letter of Cyrillic, which I have copied, and .com. And you can see over here, only for 666 rupees per year, I can purchase this particular domain and I can further conduct the attack. But you may say, okay, I can see a difference. There is a difference between this particular L because it looks like it has been tilted. Let me just zoom a little bit, tilted from here. And if I just go over here and open this, you may say this is not tilted and I may notice the difference. All right, you have been noticed the difference into this particular website. Why? Because it has been designed in that way that you are able to notice it. But the most important thing which you should see here is the URL bar. Okay, so let me just copy this into the URL bar and show you how it looks like over here. So this is the fake domain which we are going to purchase, and this is the original domain. Now can you tell me, you cannot make out a difference between this particular L. So let's try to see this again. So this is the original PayPal with this particular L, and let's go to the fake one. Let's again go to the original one. Once more, let's go to the fake one. And you cannot make out any difference. Why this is happening? Because our URL bar into our browsers do not properly render different types of characters. So it is just showing you a simple L, which means basically you will not be able to make out any difference if you click on that particular URL or you purchase a domain. Okay, so let's say I'll go to the fake one, and if you open any domain which is something like www.paypal.com like this, you won't be able to make any difference between the original one and the fake one. This is the original and this is the fake one. This is because of how our browsers interpret different types of letters, and which makes actually very difficult or nearly next to impossible for our naked eyes to make the difference between both the URLs. And this trick has been used by many attackers since many years to make people fall in their trap. So you may ask, we understood the problem. So what is the solution to this? How do we identify if we get such a website and we do not know, at least by the name, how it looks like into the URL browser? So how are we going to make the difference? It is very simple. Just go to paypal.com and I will show you how you can make out between an original website and a fake website. So the whole website can be copied by any attacker. There are several open source tools that can be used to do that. So you cannot make out by the website itself. So there is one way, and that are the certificates. So just whenever you go into your browser, click on this particular green padlock and click on the certificate. Once you click on the certificate, just click on the details and you will be able to see this particular certificate has been issued by DigiCert to paypal.com. As you can see over here, these are the details. Common name is paypal.com. So this basically means DigiCert is an organization which issues the root CA certificates, which are the root certificate authority certificates to organizations wherein PayPal has purchased a particular certificate from DigiCert. And this is obvious that DigiCert is not going to give this particular certificate to any other organization. So this certificate acts as one of the proof that this particular domain where the certificate has been applied is an original domain which is being hosted, and the domain has been verified by the DigiCert. And you can see the certificate is also valid till 2022, and then PayPal has to renew the certificate from that particular organization. All right, so for any fake website that you go, you will not be able to see the same certificate. The certificate will be given by any other organization, or sometimes attackers also generate their own self-signed certificates. So this was one of the best way to identify. So whenever you visit any website, just try to check the certificate which has been given from which particular organization, as the fake website won't be having a legitimate certificate over there. All right, let's come back to the presentation. So this was IDN homograph attack, and it was tricky to identify with our naked eyes, at least by looking at the URL into the browser. So let's discuss about some of the scams that happened during COVID-19. So one of the very famous scam that was going on was the fake UPI scam, wherein our Prime Minister Narendra Modi started the PM Cares Fund, wherein we have to send some of the money through the UPI to the particular PM Care Fund. And you can see over here the CERT department, which is the Computer Emergency Response Team India, said that PM Cares @PNB, PM Cares @HDFC, PM Care @Yes Bank, YBL, UPI, SBI, ICICI are fake IDs. So there was only one particular UPI, which was PM Cares @SBI. That was the original one, but people started generating the fake UPIs. As you can see, PM Cares @SBI is the registered account name in PM Cares Fund. All other were fake, and people actually fall into this trap and they just send the money to the fake UPIs to the attackers. The next was COVID-19 maps, wherein people downloaded the maps which were actually the malwares which were able to spy onto your computers as well as your Android phone, microphone and camera. So people were also being victim of this particular coronavirus map scams, wherein they just downloaded those map applications and they were actually attacked by the hackers. Yeah, and how can we miss this one? Free data claim. So all of you in this particular lockdown got messages saying Jio and Facebook are giving 25 GB data for 6 months to all the Jio users. Due to lockdown of COVID-19, download this app now. So there was a link which was short linked, and you were given the particular link wherein you just click on that link and you are tricked into downloading our application. You download that application, install it, wherein you just want the 25 GB offer, and without looking what permissions you are giving, you just keep on hitting next to all the permissions. You have given the permission to access your storage, your camera, microphone, contacts, call logs, SMS, everything, and the attackers this way get complete access to your Android device. So I have also kept a demonstration of Gmail, wherein you can see how a phishing is done on Gmail. So as you can see, here is a particular Gmail page wherein I'm going to log in with this particular email address, which is shifa@gmail.com. So after I received this particular email, I clicked on that, I gave my email ID, and then I was giving my password. And then I will give and hit the button sign in. And you can see it is asking for permission. So I can choose or click request account or switch accounts. And I will just go back and I will see that I was not able to log in into the application. What happened actually is the particular link that I was interacting with, which looked like Gmail, was actually not Gmail, and it was fake Gmail, which was a phishing page of Gmail. So the attacker will go to that particular domain name and just type /logins.txt, wherein he will be able to see the users which have been fallen into the trap. As you can see over here, the email address that we gave was shifa@gmail.com. The password is "this is my secret password." Well, this is a wrong password, and the demonstration, this particular website has been put by us for educational purposes, wherein people come to understand, they basically understand, okay, this is how actually the practical demonstration of Gmail looks like, wherein we have also got these types of email links into our emails, wherein the email or the support guy asks us to reset the password by clicking onto the particular link, wherein we just interact with it blindly looking to the particular URLs, and we give out our password. So this is the way the attackers gets your password, and everything gets saved into that computer, into the logins.txt file, for example. All right, so this was a demonstration wherein we made a Gmail fake phishing page. So what you should learn from this particular video is, and always try to analyze before clicking any particular link that you get. Do not blindly start interacting with that particular emails, and stop before giving out your credentials anywhere. So advanced phishing with domain spoofing attacks. This is the real trouble. So let's see what is advanced phishing with domain spoofing types of attacks. As you can see, top websites of India. This is the particular Google search I did, and I got a list of these websites, wherein you can see passportindia.gov.in is the particular website that I am going to use as a target for this particular video to show a demonstration. So I just performed a testing on this particular website. We have written our own tools and script to do that. As you can see over here, email checker by Hacktify, and when the check was done, we identified that this particular website was vulnerable to our attack. As you can see over here, go ahead Shifa, spoofing possible for this particular website. What does this mean? This basically means that one of the website which falls under the top 10 websites of India was vulnerable to attack, and that attack was advanced domain spoofing with email spoofing. Now what we are going to do is we are going to attack. So we send an email to ourselves. As you can see, this is the email that we got into our inbox. This is my email, the srsecure@gmail.com. This is the email from where we got the email, which says the subject as Passport Seva Kendra, issued in public interest by Passport Seva, Government of India. Dear citizens, hope you are well and following the guidelines stated by the PM of India to remain under quarantine and avoid public gatherings at every cost. We are mailing you to make you aware, if you hold a valid passport, then you have to fill the form 1A. There is no form like that, and you have to adhere with all the guidelines to track the traveling history as stated by the central government for analysis, well-being and safeguard for your family and society. So by stating this type of message, the attacker basically induces a sense of care to all the citizens, faking as the email has been actually come from Passport Seva Kendra and has been issued in public interest. So if you do not hold the passport, we request you to fill the non-passport consumer form 1B. Again, there is no such form, with all the details of the local travel history to avoid community spread. Here is the link to fill the form with all your required update details in public interest and safety, and there is a signature which is again pasted over here. So this particular email is not sent to me by the Passport India website. This email has been sent to me by myself. So this particular vulnerability allows me to use the particular websites, passportindia.gov.in websites SMTP server. So anyone can misuse that particular server and send thousands of emails to people around everywhere. Every one of you can get a same email, and you will not be able to make out any difference because it looks so much legitimate the way it is being presented. As well as if you try to look this particular email address, it also looks legitimate because this particular email address has been taken from the official website. So let me just show you this particular email address as well that I have got into my inbox. So I've searched for Passport Seva Kendra, and just to make sure to confirm that this particular email is a valid email that I have received into my inbox on 20th May 2020 at 11:31. So this particular email has been received by me from this particular email address, and I myself for demonstration has sent this email to myself. To note over here that this particular vulnerability has been fixed now, as we have reported to the government, and they have took necessary actions quickly and they have fixed this vulnerability, which is actually something very good. So before it was exploited by any advisory, we just reported them into a timely manner, and they were very quick to fix this vulnerability. So how to avoid phishing scams? The first way would be control your emotions. Don't fall for everything at first. First analyze whatever you have got, any link, SMS, voice call. Then alert everyone about that you have received some type of email which is telling you to do a certain type of activity. So alert everyone. And then lastly, if you find out that particular email or SMS is fake or a phishing email, then avoid it and tell everyone to report it so that they also do not fall for these types of activities. The next one is verify the source. So you should verify the source from where the email is coming from. First, see the domain name that into the URL address, and also verify the certificate, and the green padlock should be there which says the connection is secure. So check for these three things: the domain name, green padlock, and the certificate of that particular website. The most important, stay updated with the latest attack vectors around you, whatever is happening. Read and get rid about the attack vectors, the phishing emails, or whatever campaigns are running on. So keep on reading blogs and news channels. I would recommend reading the Hacker News, THN. Just simply type THN on Google and you will come across the Hacker News blog, which keeps on updating about the new attack vectors or the attacks that have been happening into the cyberspace. So when you just keep reading it, you make a habit of digital hygiene so that you understand, and you also make people aware so that they do not fall for these types of traps. Also, keep your browsers updated. This is the best thing that you can make a habit of. Just keep on updating your browsers, okay? Because these companies are also working hard to make security much more better. So if you just update your browser, your browser may automatically throw an error message saying this particular website that you are going ahead looks fishy. It is not the real website, or it has been reported by a lot of people that these particular websites fall under the category of phishing website. So as you can see, Google Safe Browsing recently detected phishing on this particular website, as Google's crawlers have been running all the while on the internet, checking which websites are legitimate and which ones are fake. So it will automatically give you an error message like this. Beware of fake pop-ups. So whenever you get a fake pop-up into your phone or your computer, just do not click on that. I have seen many times people clicking on fake pop-ups wherein they just get an alert on their mobile saying your phone is infected. Please download this particular app or download this particular software and clean your phone. These type of pop-ups are fake, and we call them as adware or scareware. When you click that, automatically your app has been downloaded into your mobile phone. Once you install it, you give all the permissions, and the attacker is able to see all the activities you are doing into your mobile phone and has the complete access to your device as well. So do not click on fake pop-ups which give you free antivirus or any free offers. So with this, we are heading towards the end of this particular video, and I have jotted down some of the questions which you should ask after watching the whole video to make the most out of this particular video, to check how much you are benefited. So in case you are not able to answer these types of questions, just go back to the video, so you will get the answer of these particular questions. So the first one is, what are the scams happened in COVID-19? How will you protect against them? Second is, what are the types of social engineering attacks? Next is, what is the full form of IDN homograph attack? How to avoid phishing attacks? What are your key takeaways from this particular video session, and what do you understand? What are the key points that you have benefited from this particular video? So thank you.